Good morning. It actually is the morning. Welcome to twitch.tv/ice cream uploads. Unless you are listening on podcast services or watching a video on demand, then welcome to wherever you are digesting this content. My name is Graham Day. I'm joined by the man that we call Bibby. And this is The Scoop. I'll read, Bib.
Good after morning. Oh, sorry, I say still this morning.
Goddamn right. Oh,
3 years. Long enough to have a toddler. Speaking of which, if a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
Yes, they are. For the benefit of Bib, who doesn't get the TTS, 3 years, long enough to have a toddler. Speaking of which, if a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest? Goddamn. Sure, thank you very much for 3 years of subs on Twitch. 36 months. That is incredible. Thank you very much, you beautiful
legend.
Man. Yeah. My God, it's actually nearly 10 a.m. Are you guys okay? I know. Imagine. No comment. No, everything's good. It was good. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, nice. Welcome into the stream. If you don't know who we are, as mentioned, my name's Graham Day. This is Bibby. We are Ice Cream Uploads in a true ice creamy fashion. This is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, we are live on Twitch right now. That's twitch.tv/ice cream uploads, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish.
Massive-ish.
It's only a little-ish today. It's like 17 minutes past 11, and we've been live for most of those 11 minutes. So, well, minutes of the 11th hour. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, we are live on Twitch, where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish. We are live here to give you our thoughts and our impressions of the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games over the next hour or so. But it's not just about our thoughts and impressions. We want to hear your thoughts and impressions, then your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. That's kind of how the whole thing works. So if you are in the stream, please do feel free to get involved, because the live stream is turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes and Spotify and Amazon Music and Google Play. And I was listening to you yesterday.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Okay, we've just had 36 months. We've now just got
Ito,
32.
Ito, my Cheeto, Despacito, MLG no scope on the rope, Broscope helicopter choo choo. I wrote this poem just for you, because I had a banging cake for my birthday. This is random, so ill ended quick. Diablo 4 is fucking sick.
It stopped. The bit that was cut off from the TTS was Resi 4 in a few days is where I'm going to spend the rest of my days. Best wishes, Salford. Yito, my Cheeto, Despacito, LNG, no scope on the rope, broscope, helicopter choo choo. I wrote this poem just for you, just because I had a banging cake for my birthday. This is random, so I'll end it quick. Diablo 4 is fucking sick. Nice.
MC Enix is in the house.
No, I appreciate it. I genuinely appreciate it. If anyone else wants to drop some lyrical freestyle. Bars, yeah, exactly. If you want to spit some bars, then feel free to sub to the channel. I will allow it. I mean, I'm a fan of people that can spit bars anyway, because primarily I can't spit bars. I can slowly talk bars, but
that's not true, Graham.
What do you mean?
I know that's not true.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
If I was to tell you to MC any song, yeah, I know you're gonna do it.
I'm just, that's someone else's bars. That's not my own.
It don't matter. You still fucking. You're doing it like bloody Twister. You know what I mean? You're flying through them, unprovoked. You end up doing it more often than not.
Don't know what you're talking about. It's not like we drove to work with everything from fucking Shakadema supplies to Oxide and Neutrino and everything in between. Graham drunk on a Friday night, spitting bars might be a fright. A few JDs and a couple of shots. Those sick rhymes end up on top of the pops. That was Enix, by the way. Anyone listening to this? That wasn't me. Just off
the top of the dome.
Nice. Anyway, Oxide and Neutrino. What a throwback! Fucking Execute, an album and a half. Put up my dukes, execute. Anyway, listen to that. Hi! Welcome!
We're old.
Yeah. Other music
People
that's more...
People won't even know what Oxide and Neutrino are.
I was about to say, other music that is more relevant is available. Hi, I need to change that. It says Bibby's at home. He's not at home. I mean, he has that's how Bibby sits at home. He just sits in front of a brick wall and a massive TV.
That's it, yeah. That's how. This is the only way to play Skyrim, by the way. And a TV this bloody big.
I always forget which one it is. Which one is it? Split screen, that one. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Graham discussing his shit music again. All right, Grandad. I mean, the irony of someone coming in and shutting down someone's taste in music and then being called Silencer. His name, it just fits. God damn, that's where it comes from.
Oh my
God. See that? See that? Bar's just got spit. Ooh. that music from another age. Exactly, Tiggs. Hey up, me ducks. Welcome in. His Lambos are either side of him off screen. He's got 3 now, so he's actually one underneath the table. That's actually a portable studio. He drives from one wing of Bibby Manor to the other.
Dead right. I don't have golf carts getting me from one place to another.
Just Lambos.
Just Lambos.
Silencer, you need to chill. Graham's bars are here to thrill. Okay, Enix, stop now. It's getting worse. See, that's the kind of shit like where if someone asks me to spit bars, apart from I make songs about having a double chin because I can't think of actual exciting like alliterative or rhyming words. So I just don't have the skills. So like rhyming chill with thrill is about as deep as my lyrical prowess would go. There's no like I'll be you be Al Capone, I'll be Nina Simone and defecating on your microphone. Lauryn Hill, badass, absolute lyrics for days. I'm like, yeah, chill, thrill, swallowed a pill. He's like, has anyone? Was he called DJ Smile from Huddersfield? Fuck the tile. Just stood out singing outside Huddersfield Job Centre. That's me, by the way. I'm pretty much DJ Smile. So anyway, fuck that. Welcome in to the stream. We are here to talk about video game news, not my mediocre references of music from the early 2000s. Nice. No, we are here to talk about a few stories, including the fact that Twitch might not be here in 2024. Question mark, exclamation mark. Nice. If anyone is new to the stream, that is what we call clickbib. It's like clickbait, but engineered by Bib. Clickbib. Nice. So Twitch has laid off 400 employees as part of the latest Amazon cuts. It blames the current macroeconomic environment. We're going to go through that at the start of the show. But before we do, let's give you a little bit of a roundup of what will follow that. We'll be talking about PUBG just because I always find a way to talk about PUBG anyway, but this time isn't just me shoehorning in. It's Bibby has put it into the schedule. We're talking about PUBG's 2023 roadmap, so if you want to chat about PUBG, get yourself seated. We'll talk about Respawn opening up a new studio and Netflix saying it has 40 more games to add to its lineup in 2023. Woo, Spaß mit ball. Spaß. Have you read the Twitch news, Bib?
Sorry, I've just been distracted because I've just seen like 2 courier men come in with some massive boxes. I wonder what they are. Sorry, what did you say?
I'm just trying to think if I've had requested any more deliveries. I don't think I have, so it must be someone else.
Okay, I think it's vending machine stuff.
Nice snacks.
Okay. You have got something on your desk, by the way. I know what it is. It's not very exciting.
Oh, is it something that you can't say on stream?
No, it's something that I can say on stream, but I just don't know what you're going to use it for. It's a picture frame.
A picture? Yeah. Oh, it's exciting. It's for my do you remember like last year, like before we put all the football shirts up on the walls in the office, when we were talking about like bits to put up, I have 2 magazine cutouts from the PES, like Thierry Henry PES 5
okay.
thing, and because obviously it's got the old school. This is old school. Before esports was esports, by the way, we worked in esports. So there used to be PES League, which before that was called PES Rankings, and before that was called the Pro Evo Rankings. Anyway, we developed and ran that system, and it was included on official posters and artwork and stuff for PES 5 at launch, including Thierry Henry and everything. So anyway, I printed that off to be framed for a dual A4 frame. So yeah, that's what it is. Nice.
Okay, I've got about 400 posters of Rosie Jones somewhere in my desk. If you want to put one of them up as well.
Maybe not.
Signed PES Rankings, Rosie Jones posters. Do you know what I mean? It's all relevant.
I think the world might have moved on past being babes and stuff, so maybe not. Tino gifting a sub to Sass. Sass, welcome in if you are here. He's probably still playing games. I know he's playing with Lotus this morning, so he might not be watching. But hey, I love PES sweets. I mean, everyone loves PES sweets, right?
No, I was never a fan. I was never a fan, and I'm a sweet person as well. Like I would choose toffee and sweets over chocolate, but
Weird.
I don't know what. Yeah, I am weird.
Weird.
I am
Proper
very weird.
weird. God.
I just never got into them.
I like to rank Pez sweets as well. Pez rankings. I'm surprised nobody ever made that as a bit of banter, like someone from the community. Because the thing when you make online systems like that, you tend to appeal to like the hardcore players of a game. Like Silence will be able to tell you that most of the people that play in Code Red are hardcore. But you also tend to appeal to more technologically minded people as well, just by proxy. Most of the people that engage in online communities are online savvy. So you will often have at least one person that does a bit of web development or stuff like that in there. And we had a bunch back to when PES 5 came out. That was like 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was now. I can't say the exact year without working it out, so fuck that. But back then, having an online community meant you were just met with all the nerds, and it wasn't like anyone and everyone these days. But like, so I'm well surprised nobody went off and built a PES PEZ rankings and had like the different dispensers. This is my bell from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's a 3 out of 10. That mate. Nah. Bibby and Graham, a duo so sweet on their channel. Ice Cream uploads they meet 2 Twitch streams with a common goal, 2010 thrill, to make you whole Bibby. I don't know what's happening here, Tito. to make you whole Bibby's playful banter, Graham's wit so sharp together they create. Is this a rhyme? Because
no, he just replied, "Thanks, GBT."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, what? Bibby and Graham, a duo so sweet on their channel. Ice Cream uploads they meet. It is a rhyme, isn't it? A duo so sweet on their channel. Ice Cream uploads they meet 2 Twitch streams with a common goal, 2010 thrill to make you whole. Bibby's playful banter, Graham's wit so sharp. Together they create a show so art. Their energy infectious, their laughter so true. Watching them play is like a dream come through. From Skyrim to PUBG, they play it all with skills so sharp they never fall. Their chemistry so perfect, like ice and cream. Watching them stream is like living a dream. Ice Cream uploads a channel so great. Bibby and Graham, a pair so fate. Their content so fresh, so full of glee. Watching them play is where you want to be.
Yeah, I feel motivated.
Fucking, I mean, GPT needs to know where to put commas and full stops and stuff, though, because, although, to be fair, that probably was written in prose, so it's just lost that when you put it in chat, so fair dues. I call them PES rankings, but someone stole my name for some video game rubbish. No. Do me now, Tito. I'll come back. It'll come back with an error.
A lot of precision.
High precision. Chat GPT, get out of here. Swoosh! Roses are red, violets are blue. I suck at spitting bars. Show us your tits.
Okay.
We both did the same thing. Anyway, that's enough of that. Boobies aside, well, actually, boobies away. Let's talk about some video game news. So we've mentioned it already. If you missed up the roundup, we're going to kick off the show talking about this. This is written by Matt Wales at Eurogamer. Twitch lays off 400 employees as part of the latest Amazon cuts. Blames the current macroeconomic environment. So more than 400 Twitch employees have lost their jobs as part of a further round of layoffs at parent company Amazon. I'm just going to stop for just a second. I want to acknowledge the extreme change of pace of the conversation there. We're talking about Bibby getting his boobies out and me to people losing their jobs. There's not really any way you can bridge that gap, so we'll just accept it. Okay, fine, nice. So yeah, more than 400 people have lost their jobs as part of a further round of layoffs at parent company Amazon. Amazon announced another 9,000 job cuts in addition to the 18,000 layoffs it made in January earlier today, with new Twitch CEO Dan Clancy confirming 400 employees at the streaming company would be affected by the decision. As reported by Polygon, however, Twitch did not inform those impacted by the layoffs ahead of today's announcement. Instead, Clancy told employees in an all-staff email that everyone affected will be informed no later than early next week. That was a quote, by the way. Also a quote. I'm disappointed, nice. I'm disappointed to share the news this way before we're able to communicate directly to those who will be impacted, but it's important for you to hear directly from me confirming this difficult news. quote, end quote, Clancy wrote in the email seen by Polygon. In a public statement, Clancy blamed the layoffs on the current macroeconomic environment and user and revenue growth that has not kept pace with our expectations. Today's news marks the latest in a wave of job cuts across the industry, with Microsoft, Take-Two, Riot Games, Meta, and Hasbro all announcing layoffs in the last few months. Ooh. So macroeconomic downturn, not keeping up with demand, led to 400 employees at Twitch losing their jobs. And a lot of them don't even know that they're going to be losing their jobs next week at this point in time, although we know that 400 of them will be. Sheesh. Thoughts, Pip?
Yeah, well, that's absolutely wanking it. This time of year, I don't want to say it feels like it's inevitable, but it's always the same in it. Like it feels like there's just no growth anymore in companies. I'm scrambling to try and find a tweet now that I saw this morning. But I should have bookmarked it, so I had it to hand, and it's shown Twitch's growth since 2016, and it's shown how much money that they've been able to make over the period of time from 2016 to now, and I can't find it, which is highly annoying. But it was like it started at 265 million in 2016, and it was like 2.4 billion where it's at now. But that doesn't mean to say that everything else has obviously gone up as well in between that. So 2.4 billion dollars now, is that relative to how much the world has had some inflation? Like using football terms for instance, you're spending like 40-50 million on just one player now, and it's not even a world-class player, it's your bog standard average Premier League international, which
I like
10 years
Haaland.
ago,
He was 50 million.
like Erling Haaland, yeah.
Bog standard.
Bog standard. 10 years ago, that would have put you in the top 10 record-breaking transfers in the Premier League. So I don't know whether or not that's just because everything else has gone up, so it's all become relative, or it's obviously because of how popular streaming is nowadays. Like, people are using it as a vessel to have a career. It's not just something that people do in their downtime anymore to try and socialize. People are actively kids in playgrounds now. Their aspirations are to be like a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer that are able
to, or a podcaster on Twitch, yeah.
Our podcaster on Twitch, very similar to what we end up doing. But that's people's aspirations now. That wasn't really on the table 10 years ago. This time 10 years ago, YouTube was going through like a golden period where people were making a lot of money before the apocalypse started to come through, and sponsorship like Machinima was one of the biggest YouTube umbrella companies that had all of these fantastic content creators, a lot of them that are still going around now. That obviously isn't the case anymore. Things have changed. People are either with groups of people, obviously like the Sidemen, or you'll have people like PewDiePie who are absolute behemoths when it comes to making money on YouTube. A lot of things have changed, but in terms of money that's coming through Twitch's door,
Good morning, gents.
They are making it hand over fist. But at this moment in time, it doesn't feel like it's enough, even with a normal 50-50 split. Like, how many people at Twitch as streamers now have actual partnerships with Twitch? Not people that are just getting front page exposure and stuff like that. I'm talking about the people that are away from the 50-50 split. Like, since Mixer went away and they started to have Twitch versus YouTube versus Mixer, and they started to try and pull and have these people be the face of these platforms, it doesn't feel like there's that many of them that are front and center of Twitch that are getting more than the 50-50 split. I could be speaking completely out of line here, and if anyone has anything to say otherwise, that's just the way I see it at this moment in time, based on research that I've done a number of years ago. Obviously, things do change quite quickly in this sort of social media space, but in terms of what's on the table right now, 400 people is a hell of a lot of people to be losing for a company that relies to have people there and readily available to action things as and when it happens, because Twitch is a live platform. I don't know what these people, the job roles that these people are doing, whether or not it's warehouse staff, whether or not it's digital marketers, whether or not it's coders. We don't know any of that, so we'll just take it that it's still 400 employees, whether or not they're making a lot of money or they're at the very bottom entry-level jobs that have just started there. I don't know, but however way you look at it, 400 people is a lot of people to be leaving Twitch at this moment in time.
Just turn the chat back on. Chatbot was off, by the way, because I'm going to update it after the stream because reasons. Nice. Chatbot's back. Yeah, there's all sorts of things that can start to explain about this. Phony, good morning. Sorry. Terribly sorry. Incredibly sorry. Like Silence has mentioned one. So many teams grow massively in terms of numbers, then streamline processes and realize they have twice the amount of people they now need. Swoosh said end of financial year in it. So yeah, end of financial year, you've got to balance the books. And how do you do that and make that look good for your investors? Oh yeah, we were expecting to be 50 million ahead, whereas we're not. So we're 50 million behind, and then that'll be 50 million behind next year, and 50 million behind the year after. Sell. So if you balance that with, we expected to be 50 million ahead, but we're not, whereas we've just cut a bajillion jobs, which has saved us 25 million, which will halved it, plus we're changing with a new, renewed focus. It shows that you're going into that meeting with a new strategy. You've taken cost-cutting actions and you have new actions as well that will increase profits potentially going forward. So shareholders go, okay, fair enough, nice. So rather than being 76 billion pounds in profit, I'm only 72 billion pounds in profit. Nice. But people have lost their jobs. I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, no, there's all sorts of stuff in this. So I don't doubt that Twitch will have been scrambling. You mentioned Mixer there as well. Like, the big partners used to get a 70-30 split, I think it was. So content creators would get 70% of subs and stuff. Twitch would take 30%. That's changed now, or is changing. I can't remember when the date was, but we covered it last year. And I remember sitting in the likes of like TSM Break's chat, although he's not TSM Break now, it's just Break. TSM no more. I remember being sat in his chat and him discussing like the impact that will have. It will be like 6 figures difference to what he will get at the end of that. He's supposedly going to get more ad share and this, that, and the other, but yeah, whatever. They've been rejigging figures. Long story short, Twitch clearly needs to make more money. Like, there used to be probably illusions of grandeur, like in terms of, do you remember like bits? How you used to be able to get free bits for watching ads on Twitch? So if you wanted to give Bibby some bits for streaming on ICU, you could just open up your little bit button and it's like get bits, and then you could buy them, or you could watch an ad for a bit or whatever. And the more ads you watch, the more bits you got. Twitch clearly thought they were going to get shitloads of advertising on Twitch, and that hasn't materialized. And whether that's just because advertising on Twitch doesn't work, whether that's because there's things like subbing to get rid of it, or Twitch Turbo to get rid of it entirely. Like, I mean, I don't see ads on Twitch anymore, so I'm not used to it because I've got Twitch Turbo. Fuck that. But when I had ads on Twitch, it just meant every 30 minutes or whatever the timer was in each individual streamer's stream, I would see the same 3 adverts over and over again. And if that isn't a testament to how few adverts are running, bearing in mind there is different regions, Twitch, UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, the Americas, and so on, all have different reasons, all have different, or ad blockers. Ad blockers don't work on Twitch. They used to do, they don't anymore. It's a different way of the ads being coded. Yeah, so, and unless you could show me an ad blocker that somehow gets around that, but ad blockers haven't worked on Twitch for about 2 years, as far as I know, which is why I got Twitch Turbo.
Is that £10 a month?
It's like $8.99 or something like that. But yeah, if you ever watch it, just watch it on ICU, because ICU's got ad block Twitch Turbo, so we don't get ads.
Nearly outed yourself then. It's got ad block. I mean,
I used to have ad blockers. I mean, I out myself. I used to have ad blockers because fuck it. But Twitch Turbo means we don't block other streamers from getting review stuff, whatever.
I did see a conversation about this morning in regards to Twitch, obviously taking 50-50 with any kind of donate. Well, I don't. Do they do it with bits, or is it just on subs?
Bits and subs. So
right.
So I think we're a 50-50 split as a Twitch partner. Yeah. I think it's slightly less, like more in Twitch's favour as an affiliate, but I think we get 50-50. I'm pretty sure.
So I saw people this morning saying that obviously to retain as much money as possible for the content creators that obviously do it full time as their 9 to 5, that they've moved away from people wanting to give them subs. So they've got things like Ko-Fis and Patreons and stuff like that. And that's fantastic because obviously you need to look after yourself. Obviously, Twitch aren't going to come and top up your I say your wages, your donations. If your daily wages aren't being taken into consideration, they're not going to do that. So that's how their people are making their money. But at the same time, that's fantastic. But from the other side of things is, if they aren't taking that money, will Twitch still be here in a year's time? Will Twitch be here in 5 years' time if they're not taking something off of someone? I hate the fact that they're taking 50% because that is ridiculous. Obviously, now Kick's come along, and I think theirs 80-20 split. Like the split for the streamer is a hell of a lot over there, which is obviously enticing a lot more people because you're retaining a lot more value from people's generosity. 95-5 split to Silencer. Wow.
I mean, the thing I will say, I mean, there's all sorts of different things there. Like, I'll draw comparisons with what we've had with PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation were behind Xbox, and we've said in the past that when you're in second place, you have to make change because you are going to lose. If you're in first place, if you make change, you could be even further out in front, or you could trip up and lose your place in first. That's it. You go to the back again. So the team in second place, the brand, the product, the broadcast service, whatever it is that's in second place needs to do something, or that's not in first place needs to do something to upset the status quo and get there. So Twitch are trying to not upset the status quo that they have, because they are the biggest by far live streaming broadcast option on the internet, even with YouTube coming along leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. But the only ones that ever offer you like your 80-20s or your 95-5s are the ones that need to recoup that ground. I don't believe that. I mean, I don't believe that Kick will last. Myself personally, Ice Cream Uploads has an account on Kick, mainly to reserve the URL, but we don't plan to stream there. That's a just in case, a disaster recovery, like doomsday sort of protection sort of thing. But I don't believe it'll last. Even just this morning, people were talking about it in our Discord, saying how it's basically full of bigotry, racism, and all the rest of stuff, and there's very few protections for streamers and communities within there. You have to be fully self-regulated. So, like, I don't believe 95.5 is suitable for a company to offer as much in terms of scale as Twitch does. Twitch does cost a lot of money, but I don't believe Twitch is doing the right things by adjusting its platforms to be, okay, we're going to take a bit more of your cash and give you more ad opportunities. Well, the ad opportunities clearly aren't great, so people aren't really using them. How about giving more ad opportunities? So, and that's where there's been a conversation before, and we covered it. I shared a guy that used to work at YouTube, and I can't remember who his name is now, but I shared it in the episode of Scoot when we were talking about it previously. And he was like, Twitch does not do enough to monetize offline content. If you are streaming, there's ads and there's bits and there's subs, and naturally bits and subs can be dropped when people are streaming and stuff. But all of the constant revenue, like ads, bits and subs aren't constant revenue. They are effectively random acts of kindness. I can't control when you are going to sub, other than if you sub to a channel and you have your monthly renewal on, that on the first of the month, every month, you will drop a sub. Other than that, there is no way of influencing, apart from directly influencing you when I'm live or with content. Whereas ads, once you are live, you know that you're going to get ads every 30 minutes. Boom, boom, boom. As a full-time streamer, if that is your income stream, it will pay for you. But it's only when you go live. If you don't go live, you don't get paid. And that's where Twitch has VODs. Twitch has thousands and thousands of hours of content that people can watch. People can look through your clips and highlights and so on, but you don't get paid for that. And that's where YouTube does. You watch a video on YouTube, you get an advert. You watch a stream, you also get adverts. Twitch doesn't do that, and that is why there isn't enough ad option or ad incentives to pay for people or for people to be fully monetized for that. So that's where Twitch needs to get better. Doing that increases revenues for both the streamers of both the company as well, and then maybe we don't have to lose 400 employees. Obviously, I'm saying it's super simplistic. It's not just a case of put a couple of ads on clips and people will enjoy them. Clips needs to be better, was the actual overriding message that that I can't remember who it was, that dude shared, was if you make clips better, something easier to engage with, something easier to access, like have a proper clips page that has its own algorithm and so on, basically YouTube within Twitch, but from Twitch content, then people will enjoy interacting with that, and then you can monetize that with advertising and so on, and that's a better way to go for it. But anyway, that's a big old tangent from the fact that Twitch has laid off 400 employees. The other side of it is, as Twitch just peaked after the pandemic, yep, a lot of stuff has, and so there was something I was starting to go down before, but then we went down a tangent, was Twitch was competing with Mixer. So you saw Twitch doing these big high-profile announcements of people that they've just re-signed to new contracts and bigger, better contracts and so on. And that will have inflated the base rate of contracts, which will have massive impacts across the entirety of Twitch, even though it's only just the top 1% of people that are getting these contracts. How many hours do you think people in podcast categories have to stream to be able to change the offset in? And I'm not vilifying her here, but Pokimane, I don't doubt she's one of, if not the biggest, on Twitch's dime at the moment. How many hours have podcasters got to stream to be able to recoup the difference in the contracts that they've got for her compared to what they had before the whole Mixer sort of stuff? Obviously, they had to pay a penny to lock her down, or she would have done a Shroud and left, or a Ninja and left, and then come back and then kind of left again, but not really left again, but become neutral again. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that there has been layoffs, because the pandemic isn't just a Twitch thing. We've seen it. Loads of businesses have flexed and expanded. I feel like 1% isn't even remotely accurate even. I'm under 1K and in the top 3%. Nice. It didn't even give me an alert. And it's back again. It's not even giving me any cues that went down. Great. We're back. Refresh. So, yeah. Couple of bits that I said then that you might not have got whilst I was down. One was Hambone. Hey, welcome in the chat. I feel like the 1% isn't even remotely accurate. I'm under 1K and in the top 3%. When you're talking about under 1K and in the top 3%, you're about following? Is that what we're talking? I appreciate you getting involved in the stream though. And then we jump back onto the conversation of brands expanding throughout the pandemic. It's not just a Twitch problem. Lots of brands have expanded, particularly in software sectors like gaming. There's been a number of layoffs. I think there was EA were doing some across. They got rid of like 2 of their mobile teams that working on Apex Legends Mobile, plus another one. Not to mention the likes of Microsoft and so on. So tons have made cuts. Yeah, well, yeah. I could have gone probably like 0.0001% because I don't even know what Pokimane's on. X million of followers. 1%'s easier to say and easier to digest. But you are right. It's a long way away from being in the top 1%. It's the top millionth or something probably. With the banks going down the pan, things might get interesting for the tech industry. Yeah, what was it just the other day? Credit Suisse had to have a bailout as well from whatever another bank was. So, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. The worst thing is, though, is don't take this as a Twitch is in a bad way, because Twitch has a lot of money. Twitch makes a lot of money. Twitch has a huge turnover. Because you'll see it from yourself. You watch Twitch and have a good spread of channels across the course of the day, be that community streamers, be that global sensation streamers, whatever. You will see in the course of an 8-hour binge of Twitch, jumping from platform to platform, you will probably see hundreds of thousands, if not thousands of pounds worth of donations, subscriptions, and so on. Particularly if you watch larger streamers. And there is definitely cash flow. There is definitely revenue. It's just a matter of they're not making enough of it. Yeah. And whether that's enough to be profitable or enough to be satisfying shareholders is a completely different conversation. But yeah. There's another one now. Their credit rating has been downgraded to junk status. Great term. and the shares dived by 46%. Is that an actual term? Junk? Your bank is junk. I mean, even Ofsted calls schools like good, bad, and whatever.
Needs work.
Yeah, not junk. This is a junk school. Great. Nice.
I did see something, I think it was from Precision, saying that if Mixer would have got the dock, do you think that they would have...
Still
I'm
being
sure
here
it was
now.
Precision.
I think it was. I think I saw it. Chat. Obviously, yeah.
Right.
Um,
I'm just trying to find it.
would Mixer still be around if the dock went there? Oh no, Mixer would still be around there if the dock went there, in my opinion. Thoughts, babe?
I don't think so, because Shroud and Ninja are bigger in terms of their viewing audience than what Dr. Disrespect is, or especially was back then. I mean, the doc isn't shy in terms of how many people are watching him daily, and then how many people are watching his VODs afterwards, and then how many people are watching his YouTube videos that get put up afterwards. But I don't think that he would have been one of the people to help save them. I think Mixer's downfall wasn't necessarily how many people was watching these streamers, albeit it played a big part. I think it was how much they had to spend to bring them there in the first place. So having to bring over someone like the doc in there as well, it wouldn't have been as big money-wise. It wouldn't have been the multi-million dollars that you'd come to expect. It might have been a milli, but I don't think it would have been anywhere close to how much they had to pay for Shroud and Ninja at the time, because they was just bigger. They're not, in my opinion, I love watching Shroud. I don't think he's a better watch than watching the doc, and same with Ninja as well. Correct. I love watching Ninja when he plays Fortnite, because that's what he's extremely good at, and he's very entertaining. In terms of just, I can watch the doc play anything. I can watch him build arenas for Rogue Company when he was doing that, when he was mapping out the map designs arena and things like that. Yeah, I loved watching that stuff, and I will always watch the doc. He is my favorite streamer. But in terms of them being able to save him being there to be able to help save it, I still don't think he would have had the same star power, and especially how much they would have had to pay to get him over there as well. I think I think Mixer was just dead on arrival because of how much they had to spend to get Mixer out of the door.
I feel like there
straight
was
away.
Another bit though is, I remember reading some analysis at that point in time where bringing Shroud over and Ninja and who else might be in the works doesn't actually address the main problem. That's like just suddenly building a Premier League stadium and then going, fuck yeah, we have got 150,000 seats in, and then pick a place like fucking Clarkson's Farm. Where was that one? Like, whatever. Do you know, Jeremy Clarkson just builds a 150,000 seat stadium. Yeah, we have got a 150,000 seat stadium. We've been fast tracked into the Premier League at the expense of a small club like Man City. Ooh, okay, but nice. So they're in there. Okay, they've got a 150,000 seat stadium, but they don't have the audience there. And that the hard part is trying to get people. Probably the better thing would be stick it exactly halfway between City and United's grounds. Boom, 150,000 seat stadium. The hard part then is trying to get people to tempt them away from City. I mean, that'll be fine. They've only been fans for a couple of years anyway. But United, obviously, a bit more difficult. Ooh, banter again. United would be obviously the same sort of thing. But people have invested. There are people wearing shirts. There are people, they've got season tickets. They've got all of the stories that come from the fact that my granddad used to have this seat and I inherited it from him. I'm not going to get the same sort of thing at Manchester Wanderers, whatever stadium it's going to be. So you can bring some people over, the people that are easily bought, the early adopters and so on, but there's the whole thing of changing everyone else beyond that, and that is quite significant in Twitch, because I think the bit of research that I can't remember figures, I apologize, it's been years now, but it was something like, okay, you can get your shrouds and stuff like that, but when it comes to top line expenditure, they cost a lot, and yes, they bring a good chunk of cash in, but if you put in how much shroud subs per month and Ninja subs per month are compared to the entirety of Twitch, it's the other way around. They are the millionth. Like, we don't have the most subs in the world. I don't even have them on view. Let me see. We have currently 82 subscribers, which is a fucking ridiculous number, by the way. That is a huge number for us, but it's nothing compared to the likes of a Shroud or whatever. But if you add an Ice Cream Uploads to another Ice Cream Uploads and another one, you keep adding up all these small channels that are going across all of the different games that can be played on Twitch that all have subscribers and so on, then suddenly Shroud and Co. are not really there. They're not in the question. They're the biggest individual, but altogether they're a drop in the ocean. And Mixer didn't have that. They paid for the top end. They built the stadium, but they didn't have the crowds to fill it. And the purse was the biggest thing. So yeah, bringing over a Doc or someone like that, say the same problem still happens there. That's where they needed to do what. The only good thing I've seen from Kick so far is that 95-5 split, because that brings over the people at the bottom end. The people that are not doing it for a living, that are just doing it for a bit of something on the side, that probably don't aspire to have 1,000 people watching their stream. They'd be happy if they got 10 people watching their stream. And if all 10 of those people sub at the end of the month, they'll get a much significant chunk of change back for the exact same opportunities perceived for the bottom end. It takes a long time, a lot of effort, and a big chunk of luck to be successful on a platform like Twitch. So I understand why people will go to Kick. Mixer didn't have that real bit. They made it easy for people to jump over from Twitches and things like that, but they didn't really give them proper full incentives. The biggest incentive that I saw was get a free sub to Ninja. And it's like,
Yeah.
So someone that is massive and will be on the front page forever and has money guaranteed because of his £16 million contract or whatever, now he's getting given free subs as well, which will entice me to sub to him again. It was just the rich feeding the rich. So in that sort of sense, that's why Mixer didn't work.
I feel like there's more noise around Kick now than there ever was with Mixer, regardless of who actually signed with them at the time, though. So yeah, it like I say, it's what people, it's the mindset of what people want. Like, I didn't watch Shroud that much when he went over to Mixer, and that's purely because in my mindset, if I think I want to watch a stream, the first thing I do is I open Twitch. If I want to watch video on demand service, I go to YouTube. Nothing else comes into that equation. I haven't once loaded up Kick. I don't have an account on there. I don't know what it looks like, but I don't think there's anyone over there right now. I mean, I could go and find a shitload of Skyrim streamers or something like that I never ever would have come across before now, but I just haven't done that. It's just not in my mental capacity to go, okay, I'm going to go and find some new streamers over at Kick today. If I want to watch someone stream, I just load up Twitch. That's the problem that Mixer had at the time. Like, they had these two absolute gaming gods go over there, but ultimately they're not in your Twitch feed on the left-hand side, which is probably why would you want to keep on going to different places to watch everything all the time? It's the satellite and cable versus terrestrial TV. Nowadays, like, no one's watching Freeview on their TV because they've probably got a Skybox or a Fire Stick or something like that. It's just, I think that's just what it is. People are watching stuff on demand rather than live nowadays, unless it's sport. Is what it is. I mean, it's no coincidence why ITV have been putting their entire series on like ITVX, like Unforgotten at the moment, series 5 that's on there. No one's watching that episode by episode. It got loaded onto ITVX all in one go, and people are just binge watching it then. They're not waiting for the weekly stuff anymore, unless that's the only way of being able to digest it.
Yeah, like Disney Plus does with The Mandalorian or whatever. Fucking
yeah.
Makes you drip feed it out kind of thing. Great series, by the way. Just to jump in, no one's playing Skyrim on Kick, just checked. That's the reason why Baby's not watching Kick, because no one's playing Skyrim. Fuck that shit. Well executed, JMK. Point, shot down. We can't even trust us anymore. What do we even know? Fuck's sake. No, I watched one person on Kick, and that was Effects, PUBG console streamer, only because he tweeted out that he wanted a code for the finals. And I was like, I just happen to have a code for the finals. Would you like a code for the finals? I was like, yes, please. And then he went, I'm going to go stream the code of the finals. No, the code in the finals. The finals on Kick, thanks to Grave Day. Nice. So I dropped in, had a look. Thought, well, this is a fucking horrendous viewing experience on the phone because there is no app and it's just in the browser, and it was incredibly bad. You go full screen on it to watch it, you can't use the chat. So if you want to go back to the chat, it pauses the stream, so you have to press to restart the stream again. It's just horrible, really bad. So the only thing with that though is there was something that I don't know much about, and it's what Silencer said here, and I've spoken to Nietzsche about it in the past, because Nietzsche knows more about online betting and gambling and so on. But this is Silencer's comment. The thing is, Kick is run by the online casino company Stake, so if they lose money on it, but it's a place massive streamers can promote their sites, then it's like paying for advertising, something casinos probably struggle to get elsewhere. Exactly. So that's like, what was it? Is it Trainwreck? I don't know. So he's over on Kick now because he was pushing shitloads of gambling stuff and his mates with the person
owns it, doesn't he?
No, I think his mates with the person that owns it.
Oh,
I mean, that's what I was told. I don't actually know. But yes, he's gone over there because of that. But the thing is, though, is you do get ever decreasing circles in advertising. So he's over there having a great time. So are the casinos and stake and everything. But then when people have seen the adverts and okay, the novelty's worn off and it starts to drop off, I wouldn't be surprised if the 400 jobs cuts that we're seeing at Twitch will start to happen at Kick, because they're going, we're spending this money on all these streamers, but they're not really getting us any new users anymore. The people that they brought over came over, had a bit of a. It's like going to the Grand National. Oh, that's it. I'll throw 10 quid on the Grand National. Yay! And it's finished. I'm not bothered now. And then don't gamble again. A lot of these streamers could have this approach, and if that's the case, do stake. Pull out their stake in Kick. Very possible. So it'd be interesting to see, because if Microsoft thought Mixer was too much of a money well that you could just keep throwing cash into before it actually starts to top up, Microsoft just thought, do you know what? Not really bothered in topping up that well anymore. I think it's got to be difficult for anyone to fill up that well unless you can find a niche. The difference is with Kick, if they lean into the gambling stuff, that is a niche that Twitch doesn't have, well, not on lock, and Mixer didn't have. Mixer's problem was it was trying to be Twitch alike. So, yeah. The problem there is small streamers will get the revenue initially, but they will have that. But will they have that every month? I watched the doc when he first went to YouTube, but as he's not my main streamer to watch, I'll forget about him as I'm on Twitch and see other content and watches that. Do you know what? Silence, I agree. Same as Bib. Dr. Disrespect is my favourite content creator, bar none. I mean, obviously, maybe Lowe's, whatever. But I don't watch him. I do not watch his content unless Bibby texts me and goes, "The dog's playing PUBG," and then I'll figure out how to get YouTube on my TV now.
Just drop all the pots in the kitchen and just fucking leg it into the front room.
Yeah, but beyond that, like, it's just too much. It's not in my circles. I've got a bunch of people that I know that I can load up Twitch and follow and watch anyway, and the doc is just a different app with an extra. It's not as user friendly and blah blah blah. So I don't bother because of the system, even though he's still my preferred choice. So there you go. Twitch will soon take Kick to court. It's a carbon copy. I mean, it literally is exactly the same in terms of, it's like full-on copy homework kind of thing. But with a lot more slot machines. Exactly. Kick won't last long. It will soon get hit because they're getting live streams of MMA and boxing, etc., all the PPV events. Twitch had the same too. So the difference was Twitch did it when nobody knew about it, so the regulators weren't ready to jump on it, whereas Kick has regulators that are already in place. So yeah, that could be a problem. They'll soon learn when they start to get charged all sorts of cash and stuff. I got laid on Twitch. Wait, what? What? Twitch will... Oh no, I got that one. I like Papa Pixel, that dancing old guy. Bib?
Yes.
It's Bib. It's definitely Bib.
It's definitely me.
It is a copy, but not sure they are that dumb to make a carbon copy. Sure, they said it was a lot of free source code that was used for the site. Yeah, I reckon. I mean, Twitch doesn't have the perfect source. They don't have the secret source, if you ask me. They have the privilege of being the first best. Not necessarily the best, but the first best. Like... Twitch has a lot of problems with discoverability and all sorts of things, which we've spoken about at length before. We'll put a pin in it rather than talking about it now. But Twitch has a lot of problems, and if Kick have copied that is purely because that is what people know. And
it's a mindset.
That's how to bring people into it. If they stick with that, then that's a beta mindset. A proper alpha mindset would be, okay, we'll start with this and we'll show you how you should be building it and then going forward that way. But we'll see if it actually builds into that. Anyway, just open Kick, one of the recommended stream titles, E-Sex with Discord. That's a scary possibility, but it's 18 plus, right? Pass. Yes. Kick just shows random streams on the front page, not just the popular ones unless it's sponsored. Yeah, but for how long?
Is that a good thing though?
Yeah, like should it be tailored to my likes and my wants? And if there is, then you still have a little bit of algorithmic based stuff then, because if it just shows me who I follow, then that's not really a solution, because I'm already following these people. I already have a sidebar. If you're just showing me who I follow, which Twitch does a lot, here's the people that you already like, and here's one suggestion in the mix. Twitch's algorithm could be better there and going, okay, you usually watch Lotus or Nacho or Hamish or West, whoever else plays PUBG through the days. None of those are online. Here is someone else that has same things or has a lot of the same viewers. Or here's someone else that isn't playing PUBG, doesn't stream at the same times, but you're looking at a different spot now, so maybe you should check this. And I'm saying it as if it's super simple. Twitch's algorithm isn't the greatest, but just random spatting it, I'm just going to sit there and look at this homepage and be like, fucking Bibby's Microcart Adventures or whatever it's called. No, thank you. Skip. Skyrim, skip.
Good games.
Yeah, Bibby's flying on kick. Let's go. People who watch ICU watch XYZ. I don't know what that channel is, but their name's 3 letters as well. It's too close. Get out. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Twitch is fairly booby based though, isn't it? Yes. Although I did, do you know, we'll put a pin in this article now so I can wrap it up with something that I did see funny about Twitch today. If you don't know who Pieface is a FIFA content creator on Twitch. Nice guy, actually. Yeah, he is. Really funny with his content. Probably a bit like Dr. Disrespect in terms of chalk and cheese. You might like him, you might not like him. Marmite kind of stuff. But despite there being like hot tub categories and large amounts of cleavage and suggestive stuff on Twitch, Pieface, who is one of the largest FIFA creators in the UK, probably one of the largest in the world in terms of channel following. I'm not being a dick there in terms of fat shaming. God damn. He had one of his emotes banned today, and it was because the emote was called Gasm. But if anyone's ever watched Pieface, he does like a trumpet sort of dance kind of thing, which is an old school Pieface meme. Anyway, they clearly thought because it was called Gasm and his hand was moving away from his mouth, it was something else as well. So he's had his emote banned, but yet there is full-on booby streamage going on across Twitch. So there we go with the consistency. Shocking. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, I've never opened a hot tub stream. I've always had them as recommended channels somehow. Yeah, of course, Big Bear Man. I'm sorry. That is the only legitimate response. Is if someone says I've never watched a hot tub stream, even if they haven't, and even if you know beyond a shadow of doubt that they haven't, and if someone says they haven't watched Amaranth, and even if you know beyond a shadow of doubt that they haven't, you still have to say that they have. It's literally the only legal requirement for responding to you there, Pig Bear Man. I had to. Sorry. Lies. Sorry, terribly sorry. Lies, he's not a nice guy. He's a Plymouth Argyle fan. Well, facts.
I suppose.
I always open the hot tub streams because I need a new bath and I'm there to appreciate the plumbing. Nice. Do you know, I don't have the green screen and stuff in, so I can't do it. I don't even fucking have the hot tub stuff. Oh, no. Are you... do what? Oh, I do. I don't have the green screen on, so I don't know how bad this is going to look, but there you go. Get yourself in, ticks. Ow, ow, ow. I've been really trying, baby. Nice. Amaranth, never heard of her. We're on about, mate. When I was in there the other day, I saw you were on your 76-month sub, mate. Oh, shit, no, that means I was in there. No! Okay, next bit of news. Should we talk about PUBG?
Yes, I think we should.
We should. We'll somehow have to be quick on this, though, because we have been live for an hour already. So we will pick up the pace on this news article. There it is. Written by Vikki Blake at Eurogamer. Here's what you need to know about PUBG's 2023 roadmap. Seeing you enjoy PUBG is the biggest driving force to keep us moving forward. If you missed this was from Saturday morning's broadcast. There was a broadcast that started about, I think it was 7 a.m. Did not get up for it. Fuck that.
Yeah, obviously.
Did watch the video at about 8:30, 8:45, though, before I started the stream at 10 a.m. ish on Saturday morning. So if you missed it, Krafton has outlined its 2023 PUBG roadmap, pending the usual disclaimer that future plans are always subject to change. The team then detailed what's new for in-game, out-game, and anti-cheat features. Excuse me, I'm going to mute because I need to do a big old burp. It's not going. BRB. Nice. Before we unveil the roadmap, we would like to thank each and every one of you for the 6th anniversary of PUBG, the team said via a forum post. Let me shout out as well, by the way, Twitch Rivals tonight. If you've seen the Twitch Rivals jacket in PUBG, if we didn't already have the Asbo Squad outfit as our clothing of choice, that is definitely the jacket that I would be repping. By chance, I'm wearing my Twitch hoodie today. Nice. Absolute. Yeah, just talk about Twitch all day, wearing Twitch branding. Let's go. So yeah, Twitch Rivals tonight, PUBG. So if you watch that, you'll get some cool in-game skins for PUBG. And if you're not going to watch it, they keep it up in a tab, because then you'll get some cool in-game skins for PUBG. I'm talking directly to Bibby here, by the way.
I am. I already know it's at 5 o'clock tonight, right?
I can't remember.
I think it kicks off at 5. So as soon as I get home tonight, I'm just gonna leave the tab open.
Nice. Okay, back into the subject. While it's truly mind-blowing that 6 years have already passed, we believe that everything that we've accomplished over the years is all thanks to the generous support and feedback from our players. Seeing all of you enjoy PUBG has always been... Okay, fine. The update kicks off with news that the team will review our journey and re-examine the features that were developed in our early days, particularly as players' trends and playstyles have changed since PUBG launched 6 years ago, confirming that most of us stick to the tutorial, normal match, ranked, and other modes with different in-game rules modes. The team says that this is where the revamp will commence. That's pretty much the entire game there, by the way. I just want to point that out. Normal games, ranked games, training, and other modes is there anything else? I don't know. Along with the introduction of a seamless connection so that players can... Okay, fine. Our focus this year will be specifically on normal match, the team explains. To ensure that PUBG stands the test of time, we believe that normal matches must offer a healthy and immersive experience. If we enable players to fully experience the core gameplay of PUBG in normal matches, they will be more likely to engage in continuous gameplay and seek out a wider variety of experiences. Consequently, the team wants to reduce stress and increase overall enjoyment, and plans to reduce the tedious early phase and ultimately shorten the playtime to increase the pace by improving item, blue zone, and vehicle spawn rates. We should also expect a new revive system too. Quote, distinct from comeback BR, the new system will alleviate the frustration and burden of dying long after a long farming time, end quote. The developers will also ensure that all existing 8-kilometer maps will now be available in ranked modes, with new ones added once the system has been stabilized. You'll soon find normal match items like the blue zone grenade, folded shield, and emergency pickup popping up in rank 2, although don't expect to see the new revive system or self AED anytime soon. I'm guessing that should be. For more, including esports and good play changes, head over to the official website where you'll be able to read about the new map, codenamed Neon, and how PUBG wants to make it easier to quickly find and join matches. Okay, there's a new weapon called the FAMAS. They announced that this isn't in the article now. They also announced that there is going to be a new crossover, like the McLaren crossover. We have to be careful about what we say on this stuff, by the way, because we have an NDA in place with PUBG. We have for a long period of time. Obviously, we do things like the Royal Rumble and stuff, so we do get access to certain information. So there will be certain things that we won't talk much about. So we're not going to talk about the fact that there is potentially a new vehicle. Well, there is a new vehicle coming to the game, and we're not going to talk about the new map. If you want to talk about that stuff, there is plenty of other channels on Twitch that you can go and talk to people about that stuff. We won't talk about any of that sort of stuff. What we can talk about is what is in this article, though. And that is they want to tweak the game modes. They want to add a new revive system and improve the game to make them a bit faster and so on. How does that all sound good to you, babe? Thoughts?
I mean, it's something that I picked up on yesterday when I mentioned it in the stream on yesterday's episode of The Scoop. I love the fact that there's bringing like new clan stuff into the game. I think that's definitely given a new lease of life to the game. I referenced you logging in every day, regardless of whether or not you're going to be teaming up with someone or you're just doing your solos, just to tick off your dailies as something to try and keep you engaged in there. However, adding something like that then gives you the, I mean, it depends how obviously how they pull the XP stuff together. It could just be absolutely garbage and it doesn't work properly and things like that. But having the
just to add to that, the XP stuff, that was something that they did say they were going to change. That they're going to look at making it so that it's not as difficult to max out the season pass, which is good news for me because there was 70 levels in the recent crafter pass, is what they call it. And in that crafter pass, I played every day doing my 3 missions, my daily missions, re-rolling them to get 3 new daily missions, plus doing all of my weekly missions, my challenge missions, and my season missions, and missed, in that whole probably about 90-day period, I missed about 4-5 days, and I only got to 69 and a half. I couldn't get to level 70 without spending money or spending even more time in that, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. So I don't know what that's going to consist of when it comes to the clan stuff. Like, is there going to be is there only 20 levels of your clan and then it gets reset every season and stuff? There's obviously a lot of questions and a lot of answers when this stuff gets released, and then people are able to dissect it and go through it all. But it's exciting stuff from what I'm seeing. It's not something that's still going to bring me back into playing PUBG. It's never been a game where I think I've got a couple of hours I'm going to play PUBG. But I'm super excited for the likes of you, Lotus, Nietzscheo, Silencer, obviously the Code Red Boys, all of you guys that are playing this every single day. I'm excited for you guys more than anything because it's something that's going to, you're already spending your time in there. It's just giving you more reasons to maybe not spend any more time in there because it's obviously that's your game of choice. The only game that's pulling you away from that is obviously Hogwarts at this moment in time. But in terms of your daily logins and stuff, and you playing probably at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half a day of this, it just gives you more reasons to be able to push towards getting a number 1, push towards using your crossbow a little bit more because it'll give you like a clan boost or something like that. It's all cool shit that's being added, and it's lifespan stuff. The game's 6 years old now. No signs of a PUBG 2 coming anywhere in the near future. So what do you need to keep on doing? You just need to keep on reinventing the wheel, and that's essentially what they're doing with this. They're just giving you enough to keep you coming back. Whereas this, I feel like this is quite a big substantial update that they're going to be putting in there for you.
Yeah, I think it's a big substantial update when you look at it in a presentation. It could be a bit meager depending on how it's deployed, because there was some really cool stuff that they announced that they didn't commit to, and that was the addition once again of like things like modding, which they spoke about was definitely coming, and then obviously they realised they could make shitloads of money, and now they're bringing it back again potentially as a discussion. They spoke about,
what does that mean? Modding, by the way,
they didn't really go into that.
Right,
they're looking at it basically. They were loose to say this might never happen, but it's something we're investigating, because obviously that could be an expanse on casuals, or it could be something completely different. But we don't know. But then they also said, we're also looking at a new engine. The fact that PUBG's made on Unreal Engine, you've got to think it's Unreal Engine 5 that they're looking at, but they haven't confirmed that this will be a thing, and they're only working on it for 1 map for the time being before they look at rolling it out. So that's something they've mentioned for the 2023 roadmap. That's probably 24 or 5.
Is it UE4 that they use now?
I assume so. I know it's on Unreal Engine, but I assume 4. I don't actually know. The only reason I assume 4 is because I know it's not 5. So therefore I assume surely someone's using UE4, but I've never actually legitimately checked that from a fact standpoint. It could be UE3201 for all I know, but I'm assuming 4. So
I mean, overall, it doesn't look a super pretty game. So I don't know what if it's going to be using 3 or 4. But it must be using a very early version of 4.
Phony says it is.
Totally honest.
Phony says it is Unreal 4. The thing with Unreal 4 though is Unreal 4 can look incredible, and it can look not as incredible depending on the hands that it's in or the system that it's being done. And we've mentioned it a bunch of times that PUBG is full of, I want to say bloatware, but I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way. PUBG was made to be something that it isn't right now. It was meant to be something cool, a community game, maybe, and saying it probably sounded disrespectful, but in a nice way, a bit of a cash-in on this BR fad that was existing on Twitch and in the internet that people didn't really know about, and then obviously Battle Royale blew up, and PUBG is now this bigger thing. I imagine the foundations of it are probably gaffer-taped together, holding it together, and that's led to so many problems and so on. switching over to a UE5 where you can get so much of the heavy lifting and development in terms of landscapes and stuff procedurally generated by the engine itself will just free up resources, speed up loading times. The fact that it comes with its own lobby and matchmaking systems. Wasn't PUBG a H1Z1 mod? Effectively, yeah. Which was the H1Z1 mod came from Armour as well, so it's mods of mods of mods of mods. But Bluehole, PUBG technically, officially isn't a H1Z1 mod. It was a standalone product made by Brendan Green, who had previously done H1Z1 mods. Because of the success and stuff that he'd had in that, he was given a contract with Bluehole to make a BR game, which turned out to be phenomenal. But yeah, anyway, back into that phenomenal game. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. I'm intrigued to see how it goes. Obviously, only time will tell. The fact that more 8K maps are in ranked is good because it means ranked players aren't just going to play Miramar and Erangel. They're going to play Tego, Destin, and all that sort of stuff once they've been stabilized for esports ready activity. The fact that items like blue zones, folded shield, and emergency pickups and stuff are going to start appearing in ranked as well means the ranked play is going to be the same as the casual play, which is good because you play casual, you've got all this fun stuff. You play ranked and you don't see it. And like even chatting to the Code Red boys, I think it was Silence. I don't know if it was him or if it was one of the players was talking about they did a fun tournament or something, or they watched our tournament and they saw some stuff and people were like, what is this stuff? It's because the ranked players play ranked, ready for competitive esports action. They don't even realize that there's so many extra stuff in there, weapons that don't appear in ranked, let alone attachments and other features. So that's cool. And the fact that they're tweaking the existence, the general gameplay for quality of life worries me, but hopefully it's a good thing. They want to speed up the games. They want to make it so that the games don't take as long to get looted and so on. So there's less stress on the players because it's frustrating as fuck if you played 15 minutes and you've still not got what you want and then you get killed by the first person because they found everything they want. Frustrating. But that's also Battle Royale. I like PUBG, and I mentioned it before a million times because of the risk-reward. It's difficult to play. So if you get good at it, you can kill people and take their loot. Jobs are good. And the best way to get loot is to kill other people for their loot. And you've got to be good at that. But now you don't. The best way to get loot is to just loot, and everyone that you play against, it's like Ultimate Team. You will be coming up against a Ronaldo and a Messi and Kylian Mbappe out on the wing, plus Neymar, plus Ronaldinho, plus blah, blah, blah. It's like it's the same thing over and over again. If everyone gets all the loot that they want, you're not going to be there with. You're not going to have that great game where you've got your M4 and your DMR fully tricked out, or an AUG now, fully decked out, and you're playing against another guy that's only found an SMG and a shotgun. If you keep the distance, you're shitting on that guy because he ain't getting nothing. But now, you know that guy's going to have his barrel in his hand and his SLR because that's what he runs and so on. So it could be good. I am a bit dubious because I like the stress and the randomness that comes from PUBG. I feel like if that's just a case of, if we both do a hot drop and Bibby goes, oh shit, runs in a building, he's got, oh, do I take this M4 or do I take that Scar or do I take that barrel or do I take that? Blah, blah. Whereas I'm there going, okay, I've got a spatula. Okay, I've got a builder's hat. Okay, I have got a cookbook for the best spam recipes out there. Oh, I'll stick that in my bag. I'll use that one for later on. But nothing that can actually kill people. If they fix that sort of stuff, that's fine. If it goes over the top, not so much. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. So yes, that is the PUBG roadmap for 2023. There is a lot of stuff. If you haven't watched the video, I watched it back on YouTube. It's definitely a good watch because they talk about the in-game experiences, all that sort of stuff, the out-game experiences, which include menus and lobbies and so on, which there's a lot of questions that I would ask in terms of, is that the right sort of system? Is this the real priority? And so on. And they were talking about bringing progressive weapons back into the game. It seems like they're not aware that progressive weapons are absolute predatory behaviors. But okay, but all that sort of stuff that you already take on board and ignore aside, it does actually seem like a really good roadmap. There's a lot of questions, but PUBG has a lot of questions that need answers right now. Those questions remain, but there is some cool stuff coming as well. So, nice. Not played PUBG in ages. Wondering if waiting for the next-gen versions, PS5 series, until the engine change. I doubt it. PC is what they care about mostly. Exactly. We don't even get included in the PCS stuff on console anymore. Like, they used to do, or they still do, PCS, like, what do they call it? Pick'ems. And you'd be able to go in and you pick, I think TSM are going to win this, or Shoot to Kill, or the Sonics, or whatever. I think this person's going to be the best person. And it was basically a free form of gambling. You bet your pick'em tickets, and then you can win skins and stuff in game. They clearly wasn't getting enough interest on console, so they just changed it to be, do you like the skins on console? Yeah, you can buy them all. All right, so you can spend 30 quid on that thing. That's great. It's great content. Yeah, let's go. We use Armour 3 to train the grunts in the British Army. It's funny seeing blokes wearing combat gear with VR headsets on. Really? No way.
That's amazing.
Badass. I love shit like that. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll wrap that up. Do you know what? I think we're going to wrap it up there anyway. We can move the news about Respawn Studio and Netflix games over to tomorrow, because we are an hour and 20 minutes-ish, which means about an hour and 10 for the podcast right now. So we'll stop it there before we jump into the extra stories. If you did miss it, though, we did kick off talking about Twitch laying off 400 employees as part of its latest Amazon cuts. It's not just a Twitch issue. Naturally, we hit the click bib saying Twitch is dead, pretty much. It's not. Twitch is very, very healthy because of making cuts and stuff like this, and also because of the shitloads of profit that they have. But obviously, it's a separate business. Amazon can't just bail it out, because it would be a bottomless money pit, just like Microsoft wouldn't bail out Mixer. So it's got to find ways to be profitable. If cutting jobs now is a great way to get it stable, great. But hopefully we see them make some changes that do allow them to bring in more content streams and profit streams, rather than just taking the cash off of the creators' hands, because that's not the way to make a really self-caring system, because people just resent you. Anyway, and then we spoke about PUBG's 2023 roadmap. If you missed it all, do feel free to check it back. You can watch it all on Twitch. You can listen to it on the podcast services, and you can watch it on YouTube. We are going to disappear. Reminder that we'll be back again with another episode of The Scoop tomorrow. I will be back on tomorrow night for some PUBG. Ooh. Talking about roadmap stuffs. And then the day later, we'll get the next update, I think it is, on console. Nice. So Thursday morning. Nice. Which means my Hogwarts Legacy time will probably cut back down again, because it's the end of the season. I'm not got any missions or anything. I keep playing Hogwarts Legacy. But after that, we'll see. Before all that happens, though, Mr. Bibb, is there all you'd like to add?
Yes. Again, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for today's episode of The Scoop. If you want to help shape the remaining 3 shows this week, there is 2 ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms. Or if you're watching or listening to any of our podcast services, then go to the description below. The links that you require will be listed there. But all we need from you is the URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show. What time tomorrow, Mr. Graham Day?
That'll be at 10 a.m.
Ish.
That'll be at 10 a.m.-ish, as always. Do feel free to join us 10 a.m.-ish tomorrow. If you want to be certain, though, you can just follow us on Twitch. Make sure you got your notifications on, and then you do get notified whenever we go live. Or get involved on Twitter, where we do post all our stuff. Nice. Stick around, though, because we will drop a raid on one of our friends. We haven't figured out who it is. We'll figure it out in the end. Slate.
I figured it out.
Oh, what are we going to?
It begins with I and ends in Lotus UK. He's a bit of a whopper.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It seems all right, I suppose.
I suppose.
So yeah, stick around. We'll go see Lotus. But have yourselves a beautiful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Until next time, stay frosty.